Hi everyone and welcome back to the 30.ca's podcast. I'm your host, Keem Vidi, and today we'll be focusing in on pop culture, specifically how digital sales of comic books can actually affect the print sales of comic books, but not how you think. With me, I have Benjamin Pavon, a local comic book collector, and I have with me Julian Farrow, a prominent member in Windsor's comic book community. Hello, Julian.
Hello.
Hey, how's it going?
Good, gentlemen, good. So my first question to you is, how exactly, when you're buying comic books, does digital influence your purchasing at all?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, if typically, as a collector, I try to collect like stuff I really like. If there are things that I'm not really a big fan of, that I've read, but I don't really want to add to my collection, I'll sort of just look to see if there's a digital copy I can read online, and then if so, I'll just do that.
Okay, and what about you, Julian?
Normally the only time I would read digitally is if it's out and it's not like in a store nearby. Otherwise, I would always buy the graphic novel or comic book usually.
Okay, also too, thank you very much, gentlemen. But also too, touch upon another point. How do you think a lot of fans in Windsor, do you think they go for digital comics, or do you think they like to kind of support the local business we have down here?
I think majority of people go digital. It seems that way at least, whether legally or not legally. Most illegally, but it just because it's a cheaper alternative, obviously, and I don't know. You can just see that from how few comic book shops we have, but how many comic book fans there are in Windsor, especially.
Speaking as a member of the club, there's a lot of people that read digitally, but most of them also collect just to promote the comic books, I guess, so they're not out of sales or anything, and the studios could keep going.
Also, too, I want to touch upon, do you think if comic book companies such as DC or such as Marvel, do you think they should try and tend more to their digital audiences, or do you think print is still going strong?
I think for the most part, I mean, digital's become like part of the market, and I think it'll be there for a long time to come. But I think their focus should still be on physical copies, just because like I think that's where a lot of their hardcore fans lie, and a lot of their consumers are. Like, a lot of them like to collect and read physical copies, and it's really nice having something tangible versus something digital. And it's nicer to have like a tangible collection.
Right now, there's a good mix between the digital and the physical copies, so it could tend to the new viewers that would want to go like on their phones and just easy access, versus the old, longtime fans that can still buy print and have that nostalgia.
Also, too, I want to touch upon if you guys think it's nice to have like a physical collection. With digital, you really don't. It's really just a bunch of pictures on a screen. But with physical, there's really that kind of monument to your dedication to the fandom. What are your guys' thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think overall, me personally, and I know a lot of other people who are sort of like hardcore consumers of comic books, really like to have like physical copies of everything. That goes for a lot of other media too, like video games. I don't know, just physical copies feel a lot better in a collection compared to like digital copies. But I think, like Julian said, there's a nice mix right now where you can sort of go either way, and it's really up to you as a consumer to decide.
All right, well, Julian, what do you think?
I think if the company's trying to get new viewers, I guess, I think they should lean more towards digital. So it's easier to access, right? So I think it's just easier for kids and young adults to get on because they all have phones. But as a longtime fan, the collections are that's the whole point of why I'm like a fan. Is like the collection itself is really like nice to have.
Just as a last point, I want to ask you guys: do you think digital comic books kind of help organize the large selection of comic books that are available online? Ben, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean that's definitely like the major pro of digital content is it helps. It really makes everything accessible and like easy to organize. So you know what's coming out next, what you might be interested in, stuff like that. But physical copies, I don't know. Physical copies allow for like more human interaction. So you can go to like your local comic shop, talk to like Scott Sainamore, Paper Heroes, and like see what's up with him, stuff like that.
Okay, and what about you, Julian?
Yeah, I agree. The online selection's a lot easier. That's what I tend to lean towards because like usually it's hard to find the comics like in my shelves or whatever. But yeah, most of all, I like the online organization.
All right, guys. Well, thank you very much. If you guys want to hear more from Julian or Ben, you guys can go check them out on Twitter or Facebook. I'll post the links in the description below. And tune in next week if you guys want to keep up with our saga. Thank you very much.